I'm gonna quit. So what's up? Welcome back to another video. Today will be, the echo. Still a bit of an echo in there, but at least it's a little bit better. I just put blankets and pillows everywhere, but I'm not gonna show you guys that. Today will be a bit of a different video. I mean, this is a topic that I think that everyone is just avoiding, and like, it should be a topic that people know about, I'd say. But anyways, usually I'm just posting like missions or riding videos or fixing bikes or building stuff, and like, I think it's time to do a little bit of a more personal video, in my opinion. I think it's because I want to share how it is to be a professional bike rider with you, and I want to share my adventures and my life and stuff like that. So that's why I have the channel, and I think that this will be my first really like personal and a bit more of a deep video, and it feels a bit weird, like, for sure. Like, I'm not used to sit and talk about this. I know there's gonna be a lot of like different thoughts and opinions about this video, and I'm totally prepared for it. This will only be my look on it, but also like obviously I've seen other riders that think pretty much the same. So, but as I said, I just want to clarify that this is just my opinion, my experiences, and I have nothing bad to say about bike riding. I'm just pretty much just gonna do some pros and cons with being a professional rider, and yet again, just clarify that I would never choose anything else in my life to do, and I love every single second of being a professional rider, but there's obviously gonna be some backsides of it, and I'm gonna show you guys today. And it's not complaining, I don't want anything, I don't want any sympathy or stuff like that, but I'm just gonna spit the truth of how it is to be a professional bike rider, and yeah, the reality of living the life that we're doing. I feel a bit uncomfortable sitting here and talking about this, but hope you guys like it. And if you like this video, you can like the video, like the like thing as well, but you don't need to. But if you feel like it, you should do it, because why not? It would support my brother, you know. So yeah, some pros and cons about being a professional rider. I would say that like, being a professional rider, it's like something I've always wanted, and I had this, and it's this is so tough. I don't even know where to start, but it's just so hard to put this to words, because I haven't really put this to words. Like, I've obviously talked about it with my friends and stuff, but it's just so hard sometimes to like get it out there. But I really want this to come out the right way for you guys. So, being a professional bike rider, or any professional athlete that is individual, I'd say it is a 24-hour job occupation. Like, 24 hours a day. His mind is just constantly like thinking about biking. What am I gonna learn for tricks? What am I gonna do that? How am I gonna post this on my channel? How am I gonna go to the gym and do that? Because I can ride better bikes if I do that on the gym, blah, 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 blah. So everything I do in life pretty much goes into being a bike rider. And it like, I absolutely love it. As I said, it's an obsession I have. Like, everything in my life evolves around biking. And sometimes it's really tough to like it gets a lot. It's a lot for sure. Like, sometimes it's way too much for me to even handle. Like, I need those, like, there's a couple things I can do that just completely just zones out from being a bike rider. Like, one, for example, is just playing video games, because then you're in the game and you're like, your brain just shut off. I personally don't really like support video games, but like, that's one of the things that really gets me. Like, yeah, I can just switch off my brain and be in the game, and I don't think about biking for a second. I hang out with friends and play games with them, or like, just that can also help a lot. But it's always like, the only thing that really switches off me is video games, which is quite insane, to be honest. Like, even though when I hang out with friends and do other stuff, it always like, I can think about being there with them. Obviously, this is called mindfulness, like being in the moment, but also like at the same time, when I'm there and having a good time, like, I can just sidetrack for a second, like, oh shit, tomorrow I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna practice that trick. So it's like, that's what I think is the biggest con of being a bike rider. Like, you can never switch it off. It would be nice to be able to, like, because if you have, I used to have a normal job before I became a bike rider. I've said this in a podcast and on some other things before. In the meanwhile, while I was training to become a professional rider, I had a normal job, and when you have a normal job, you work from 7 to 4 or 8 to 5 or whatever, and then when you get home, you just switch home and you have a normal life. And that doesn't really work for us athletes, and I don't know, like entrepreneurs or whatever, like everyone who has their own business or their own sport or whatever, like it goes 24/7. You can never like go home for work. And there's a saying for that, like I don't need to go to work, but I never get to go home from work either. You see what I mean? So it's just constantly like work, and I don't look at it that way though. But it's like, that would be to break it down, like how it actually is. Second con would probably be the pressure. I mean, like obviously I'm signed by, I don't know, like 10 brands or something like that. So I have the pressure from all those contracts to like deliver. I need to deliver what says in my contracts. I need to do that. I'm not gonna get in too deep on that, but that's a huge part of it, like the sponsor thing of it. But also I would say that lately I've been looking more on, like the bigger pressure comes from the people, the social media channels and stuff like that. That's a big pressure. Like even though I know like all of you guys are always commenting that I don't need to do it, like that you guys don't expect it, but like it's more the pressure of the social channels are not coming from you guys, it comes from me. Like I expect myself, if I says that I'm gonna post then if I don't do it, I'm gonna feel bad. So it's a big pressure for myself, because I have a like saying that will exceed expectations, which is like I always do what I have to, but I do a little bit more. So I'm exceeding what people are expecting. That's a motto that I really love, and it's really tough sometimes. Like that's what I always strive for, and I try to deliver. And contest pressure, obviously, I think every single bike rider on the FMB World Tour knows what I'm talking about. There's a handful of riders maybe in the world that I know that can like totally just block out the pressure and just go and send it and ride as normal. But I know like a lot of other friends of mine are riding a contest is really tough. Like it up here, like I can do all my riding and stuff like in his sleep. I can do all my tricks that I'm gonna do in a contest ride every single day if I want to, and in a row. But when you stand on that start gate at a Crankworx event when there's a live stream and there is like, I don't even know, like Whistler for example, is like 50,000 people in the crowd, and I'm like standing there and like, all right, this is it. So that's pretty tough for me. Like, and there's like such small margins in riding bikes. So if you just screw up on one thing, you won't have speed for that, or you won't be able to pull your run you wanted. And yeah, that's something I've been really struggling with the last couple of years. Like, even be able to get myself back into riding bikes, because I've been injured for a lot of years, you guys know that, and I've been struggling a lot mentally, and it's really tough for me to like kind of get back into the mindset that I used to have. I used to think that I was invincible on the bike, but that was also like kind of what got me injured repeatedly. And also competing used to be a lot easier for me. I could just, because I was on a roll. I would had a podium, and then I had another podium, and I got good in the World Tour, and then boom, injured. And then when I got back, I got one podium, so I was like, oh good, I'm back. It's no worse, I can be back to normal. And then boom, injured again. And then after that, it's been tougher and tougher to like get that invincible thinking in my head, which is not really what I'm supposed to think, but like, you get what I mean, I guess. Like it's tough to accept that I'm not invincible. And it's been really tough for me to like change my mindset of riding a contest and get back into like loving riding contests. Because the last 2 years, I'd say, have been really miserable for me riding contests, because my head hasn't been in the right place. But now finally I feel like I really want to compete, and I wanna love competing again. And it's something that it's gonna be sick. 2020 is gonna be like, I hope that when I come to the contest that I'm gonna be able to like bring what I've been working on to the contest gate and like really enjoy the competing again, which is it's not about, like I've always wanted to, I just want to be one of the best bike riders in the world. That's been my goal since I was a kid, and if I can ride bikes for a living, that's a huge plus. Like that would be the dream, that I could ride bikes every single day. And I know there's so many kids that are riding me all the time when they're a bit too young. They're like, yeah, as I said, they could be like 13 years old, and they wrote me like, hey, I want to start riding gold events. Hey, I want to start, hey, how can I approach this company to give me a sponsorship? And it's like, just, I didn't have a sponsor until I was like, what was I, 18, 19, I don't even remember, but just ride your bike. And if you deliver and you're a great rider, the companies will soon enough come to you. Like, it's not, like, it's so hard for me to put this out, but I always, like, my mindset has always been like, you get what you deserve. Like, if you deliver, like, I delivered maybe a full year of podiums. Like, I did 5 podiums in a year, and I was still unsponsored. I had TSG as a sponsor, which was my first pro sponsor, I'd say. They approached me at a contest, Rocket Air, and he said like, hey, you want to come on the team? And then I had a contract a couple of weeks after. Basically, I talked a little bit about the pressure and stuff, and I already said it, but I'm gonna say it again. Like, that's something I really, I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna quit thinking about what other people are thinking. So I'm just gonna do my freaking thing. I'm gonna quit. This is turning a bit into a podcast. I really like it. Leave a comment down below what you thought about it. I could bring in some more riders or like some other athletes and stuff like that and talk to them. We always talk a bit about this stuff. Like, it's similar. Like, being a bike rider, like, people think that I'm just going out riding bikes a little bit every day, but talking to other athletes, like in hockey players or like runners and stuff like that, like, we work out as much as they do. It's just in a different way. And it's a very, like, especially in Sweden, it's a very like new and not familiar sport. So it's very like hard for people to understand what we're actually doing. But at the same time, bike riding is turning more and more into like an Olympic style sport, and it's getting more and more serious. Like, compared to 5 years back, it's like insanely much more serious nowadays. Some pros. Nothing is negative that I've said. I said this in the beginning as well. Don't get me wrong, I love what I'm doing, and I wouldn't have it any other way. That's just things that are a bit of extra weight on the shoulders, and it can get a bit too much sometimes. But first of all, the freedom. Like, the freedom of doing what I love to do every single day as a job occupation, and it's my job to ride bikes, and I could never ask for anything more than that. So that pro weights out every single con there is. Like, I get to do my absolute favorite thing in the world every single day, and yeah, that is, I have nothing more to say about it. The second pro would probably be like all the traveling. Like, when I look back in 30 years, when I'm looking back to my little career, I'll be like, holy shit, I got to travel the whole freaking world to ride bikes. And all these memories, because there's a bunch of hyperactive kids traveling together, and like, you can just assume whatever you want, but there's a lot of fun and dumb shit happening every single event. And yeah, there's nothing but good times in those events and travels and stuff like that. So that's probably one of the bigger second pros. And the third pro would probably be, I want to say, the drive. I took a month off in December, or when I've been injured and stuff like that. And I'm an ADHD kid, so I had to like rebuild my whole apartment, because otherwise I would like climb on the walls and just be crazy of not doing anything. But I wake up every single morning when I'm as a bike rider, and I'm super motivated. I just want to go out and get better on every single aspect there is in my career, and that is something I think that's really hard to find. Like, waking up every single day and being able to like find something that you love so much that you just want to do it every single day and like get better. It doesn't necessarily mean that I want to ride bikes every single day, but I can always do something to get better, and I can always do something that will make my career go forward in some way. And that's something I absolutely love, and it's something that I think is a very big pro, because I don't know, it's just hard. Like, I love it. It makes me really motivated to wake up every day as a bike rider, and it's something that, yeah, it's hard to describe. But anyways, I've gave you 3 cons and 3 pros, and I don't know, it's really uncomfortable for me to like put this out on the internet after filming this. I could film this obviously and cut it together and just keep it for myself, but I think this could be something that some people like. Some people will hate this, I know, but why would I care about what some people think? This is something I want to share with, like, I know for a fact there's so many kids that like will study this video and think about this stuff. But also I get why some of you guys are bored and some of you hate this video. I just want to share some of my knowledge and talk a little bit with you guys. And for those of you who are actually interested, you're not a bike rider, you just want to know what's going on and what it actually means. Thank you guys a lot. Like, if you watched for this long, you're the best supporter ever. And I absolutely love all of you. But leave a comment down below what you thought about this. It could be cool to start like a podcast-ish video. Imagine I could take in some other pro riders and could take in people from other sports and we could talk about stuff and share our experiences of being athletes with you guys. Or it doesn't even need to be athletes, I can take anyone. Just leave a comment down below who you want me to talk to and I'll do, maybe I can start a little bit of a segment. Every now and then I'll do a sit down video and I could bring in different people and yeah, it could be cool. I don't know. I'm just trying stuff, and if this is gonna be shit, whatever. There's so many more videos to come. So hope you guys like this. Do the freaking like, subscribe, or I don't even know. Do all that if you want to, but if you don't want to, I don't blame you. Thank you guys a lot for watching. You're the best. See you in 2 days with a riding video. Someone's vacuuming next door, so sorry if the audio is a bit weird. This was nice. Getting all of this up. Hope you guys liked it.